Hello everyone, I'm Fargus, and today I'm going to be doing a tier list of all of my favorite starter Pokemon and some of my not so favorite starter Pokemon. So I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into the video. So first off, we have Bulbasaur, classic. I think I'm gonna have to put Bulbasaur in B for now. I think Bulbasaur is a really good design, but I can't say he's my favorite out of all of the Kanto starters. But Ivysaur, I'm actually going to put in A for reasons separate from just Pokemon. He's kind of broken in Smash Ultimate. I am a little biased towards him. He's really fun to use in that game. So I'm just going to have to go with A. Venusaur, I think I'm going to go B too. I like Venusaur a lot. Like, all the Kanto starters are all really good. I think out of all of them, the Bulbasaur line probably isn't my favorite. Charmander's gonna have to go in A. Easy. Best out of the Kanto starters. Very common opinion, but common opinion for a reason. Charmeleon, I'm gonna put in B. When it comes to like middle stage evolutions, I think Charmeleon is honestly kind of up there with the better ones. And Charizard, yeah, that's S tier. Very common opinion. The only thing that could possibly bring Charizard down is that he's not a dragon type. I really like Squirtle. I'm gonna have to go with A again. Also because of Smash, kind of. He's just really fun in that game, too. But overall, like, if I don't pick Charmander, I'm picking Squirtle. For the most part. Wartortle, our first kind of subpar middle stage evolution, I think. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on with, like... I get that it's kind of like a wave thing, but it's almost like, I don't know, it's like the wings are kind of weird. It sort of doesn't fit in the whole line. Blastoise, I'm gonna go B. Nah, I'm going A. I changed my mind. Blastoise is an easy A. And I really wish that the Mega or the G-Max or something was Steel type, because like if you're gonna make a Mega Charizard Dragon type, why not make Mega Blastoise Steel type when he's got more Steel on his back? It just doesn't make sense. Chikorita, D tier, honestly. It's just a little bland. It's just kind of a face on a green blob and then there's a leaf. Bayleaf, I'm gonna put in C. There's a little bit more going on with the color scheme, and there's a little bit more to the design. I'm gonna have to put Meganium in C tier also. I'm debating B tier just because of the new Pokemon Snap. That game made me like Meganium a little bit more, but like I don't think I've ever picked Meganium in a Johto game. So Meganium is gonna sit at C. Cyndaquil, I'm gonna put Cyndaquil in B. I think he's really cool. I like it's just like he got so nerfed in 3D. Quilava, people are gonna hate me for this because it's one of those designs that's just not that different from Cyndaquil. Like, this isn't quite Palmy level. I just don't think there's a whole lot that got added. Typhlosion is gonna go up there with Cyndaquil. Kind of, again, the 3D nerf. But Hisuian Typhlosion, this is what I picked for Legends Arceus. Fire Ghost types are just like, there's so many of them, but they're all so cool. Like, it's kind of hard to go wrong with a Fire Ghost type. And, I don't know, they just made them look so much cooler. Like, I like that they kind of toned down like the ferociousness of it, and in the end, like I just think he looks so much better. I think Totodil's an S tier. He's such a fun little dude. He's so cool. I love the way he's like just like happy and dancing all the time, especially Ash's Totodile. He's usually who I pick in Johto. Croconaw though kind of drops off a little bit. He goes all the way down to C for me. He loses his like funness. I don't know. I wish they had kind of kept that throughout the line. And I think Feraligatr is really cool. I think he's a really good design. He's one of those Pokemon I think could have been a dark type, or he could have gotten like a design update or something, like, or a new form to be made to a dark type, because of like, you know, Bite and Crunch. Having that like stab on him is really fun. But overall, it's just really, really good design, I think. Trico, that's an S tier for me. I don't think this is surprising anyone that he's an S tier. He's one of my favorites. I think he's really, really cool. Probably my favorite, like, base starter. I think, in general, all of the Hoenn starters are my favorites. It's just the best generation of starters. Grovyle, also S tier. Super cool. I love the color scheme. Like, I just love these little green gecko-y boys. They're so cool. Sceptile, though, as much as I really want to put this whole line, I think there's like ways that Sceptile could have been a little bit better. So I'm gonna have to put him in A tier for now. I'm gonna put Torchic in A, like especially the hype around him in Mega Blaziken and like the entire line back in Oris was just really fun. He's really nostalgic. I always loved picking Torchic and then like double kicking with Combuskin in Roxanne's gym. Like I felt like I was a genius when I was a kid. Because of like the nostalgia bias, I'm gonna have to put Combuskin in B, even though I know so many people that would put him in E because of his certain phallic design. I think Blaziken's an S tier. I mean, he was kind of the OG firefighting, and he's just got such a rad design. Like, the color scheme, again, I know I talk a lot about color scheme because that's a big reason I think that I like the starters that I do and just like the Pokemon that I do. He's humanoid chicken fighting crazy fire chicken. Mudkip is an easy S. I just like his derpy little face, honestly. I'm gonna put Marshtomp in A. He got that 3D nerf and looked derpy in a not cool like Mudkip way. It's a very natural progression from Mudkip and is also a very natural progression into Swampert. And Swampert he is peak design. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. I'm gonna put Turtwig in A tier, yet another A tier. Honestly, if you look at the similarities between him and Chikorita, it's like little guy, little green dude, some leaves on their head, but he's got more of a shape to him and he's got more of an actual like monster design. I like Grotle, but I think he's B tier. He's not quite as cute as Turtwig, and he's not quite as like awesome as Torterra. Torterra is S tier. Easily. His inspiration from that like earth turtle mythology. It's an Avatar. Torterra is an Avatar: The Last Airbender. Chimchar is an S tier. Monferno is S tier. And Infernape are all S tier. Monferno, especially when it comes to middle evolution designs, he's like on the level of Grovyle in terms of like peakness. And then once you got to Infernape, having that glass cannon on your team was always just so fun. And like, look at he has flaming hair. For those that don't know, I am a massive fan of monkeys. So if you make a fire monkey, it's game over for me. Piplup I'm gonna put in B. Piplup never like stood out to me like crazy. I kind of get like, you know, you have the little crown right above his beak that turns eventually into like the trident, and like having Prinplup as a prince, but they made Prinplup like such a nerd. Empoleon though, I think it works. I think having that like sharpness about him is really cool, and then adding the steel type was really fun. Snivy was my favorite out of the Unova starters, and he's already only going at B. I guess it's the Smirk. I like the Smirk is cool, but he hasn't earned it, you know what I mean? I think Servine's gotta go in D. He just looks really dumb. Superior can go in C though. I feel like they kind of recycled the whole royalty thing. They literally had just done that with Empoleon. Tepig is fun. Tepig's a fun little dude. Pignite, yeah, Pignite's E. Imbor, I think Imbor's gotta go in E too. They're like beefy, but not in a cool way. You can do beefy in a cool way. This was not like a cool way to do it. It's the firefighting thing rehashed. 3 in a row, like, is kind of ridiculous. Oshawott, yeah, I'm gonna put him up here with the boys. I feel like he could use some like different colors or something. Actually, the one like saving grace of this entire, of all the Gen 5 starters is Duat. Duat is really cool. For starter, middle evolutions, he's definitely up there. I just wish he was a fighting type, and I wish they had done something a little bit different with Samurott, because Samurot's good. You know what? I'm gonna put Samurott in B, and then Hisui and Samurott in A, because like they kind of fixed him, and you know they added more cool typing, made him a little bit more interesting. I like what they did to the beard. It was like really fun. Yeah, he's just overall a lot more fun to use, and I like that he's not like bipedal, but is still a samurai. I think that's really cool. Chespin gets a lot of hate, but I feel like he belongs with the Unova starters. Yeah, I think the helmet maybe like is a little bit of over design, and then I forgot his name. This is like the first time I forgot a Pokemon's name. Quilladin. Quilladin is like bodysuit is a little weird, so I think he's gonna have to go with D. And then Chestnut, I think Chestnut C. I think the typing is cool. I think grass fighting is really cool. In theory, he sounds really cool, but the design just like, I don't know, there's just too much, and he's too like spherical, I guess. Fennekin, I'm gonna put Fennekin in B. I don't know. It just didn't work entirely for me, but I think Fennekin is really cute. Braixen though, and Delphox, I'm gonna put them both in E. Actually, I'm gonna put Braixen in D and Delphox in E. It's just, I don't know, I get the wizard thing they were going for, and the flaming staff is really cool. Not really cool. It's cool. It's cool enough. But like the rest of everything, it's just sort of lame. I think Froaky's gonna have to get S tier. I'm a frog person. I like frogs. I think they're pretty cool. I like the little like bubble design that he's got going on, and I like how that like progressed into Frogadier. I think they did a pretty good job with it. He's not quite as cool as Froaky. I also love Froaky's little salute. Greninja, I'm actually gonna put an A. I like Greninja a lot. I mean, he was really cool, and I was like on the Greninja hype train back in X and Y. But now that I think about it, I think it would have been really cool to have a Greninja that somehow incorporated like Froaky and Frogadier's bubbles into the design to have that actual like flowing evolution line. I think that would have been really awesome and could have made Greninja S, but like despite that, I think Greninja's like really, really, really cool. Rowlet is S, spherical, but like it works this time. Dartrix, I'm gonna put in B. I used Dartrix with an Eviolite back in Sun and Moon, and that was goated. Decidueye, yeah, I think he's got to go in S. I think he's really cool. This is whenever they started to get like really, really humanoid with their starters. And I think it worked for Decidueye a lot to have like the Archer thing going on. But I think out of all the Sun and Moon starters, he's the one that it definitely worked best on. I'm actually going to put Hisui and Decidueye in A. He's sort of a step down from regular Decidueye, but I think he's still really cool, and the grass fighting is really fun, and definitely better grass fighting than Chestnut. I think Litten's cool. I like how the personalities that they gave to all the Alola starters, like they made them all very distinct, and that especially comes through whenever you like pick them. All the different like reactions that they have to you was really fun. Torracat is kind of just a cat. I don't know, it's definitely the most cat-like, clearly, out of all of them. I'm gonna put Incineroar in A, since he's definitely more man than tiger at this point. Going back to Smash, Incineroar is probably one of the most fun to play, and for that reason alone is why I'm putting him in A. It was getting kind of old having the starter fire types that he looks like a fighting type, even though he's not. They just kind of cheated and like made a big muscular fire type and then just didn't call it a fighting type. I think Popplio is fun. Popplio is A tier. Like again, it's the personalities. It's like the happy seal. Brionne and Primarina. I'm gonna put Brionne in. I don't really care about it too much. I guess it's okay design. I like Primarina all right. I'm gonna put Primarina in C. I think it's probably the hair with Primarina too that kind of throws me off. It's like what? I'm gonna have to put Grookey in S. I just love monkeys. I think all the Galar starters, they get a lot of flack, and for good reason, but I think the Grookey line is one that doesn't really deserve it. Thwackey's okay. I'm gonna put Thwackey in C for now. He's just kind of weirdly shaped. He's shaped like a baseball bat, and it feels weird that I feel like I can pick him up from the legs and just like do like that. Rillaboom though, I really like Rillaboom, and I like the whole drum thing. His flowing like mane of leaves is so cool, and his like the fact that it's a wood drum made it really cool. Overall, I just really like Rillaboom a lot. Scorbunny, I'm gonna put an A. Another one of those like I'm like a sucker for those like happy-go-lucky little starters. But Raboot, I feel like it's kind of on that level with like Torracat. Honestly, I'm gonna put him in C with Thwackey. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a couple changes really quick. I'm like seeing that they're on the same level as like Typhlosion and Bulbasaur. I'm like, maybe not. And then Cinderace, I don't know, he just wasn't my favorite either. I got what they're going for, but easy C. The whole Sobble line, Sobble's probably the best out of them. Yeah, it's a slow decline. Like Sobble's okay. He's like, okay, I guess I get what you're going for, but it's kind of dumb. And then it's like, what is going on here? And then it's just like, those are disgusting hands, and I don't want to look at them anymore. I love little Sprigatito. I think he's cool. I love his face's design. I think this is another one of those slow progressions. I'm not much of a cat person, but I still love Sprigatito. And then Florgato, yeah, and then Meowscarada. I think they kind of go together. Meowscarada is fun to use in game. Flower Trick is like insane. I'm so tired of like the bipedal. I was so hoping for like a Sabertooth like grass tiger thing. I think that would have been awesome, and like Sprigatito was set up so well for that, and then they didn't do it, and it was a little depressing. Fuecoco, like once again, I'm sucker for the happy little dudes. He's just so adorable. I literally can't look at him and like not like let out a little laugh because he's just so goofy. Crocalor, I think he belongs down here He's in one of those like weird shape. I think they were kind of going for like a music note with his tail, but it really didn't turn out well. And the egg on his head as a sombrero is clever, but I think it's like dad joke level clever, where it's like clever, but it's also just really dumb. Skeledirge, yeah, I'm gonna have to put Skeledirge in A. I think Skeledirge is really cool. Fire Ghost is really cool, but like there's other Fire Ghost types like Ceruledge in this region that just like completely overshadow Skeledirge for me personally. And it's also like the bird on his nose is like, it was a little dumb. Quaxly is literally just Ducklet, but not as cool. I'm gonna put him in D. Quaxwell, I think? It looks so dumb. And his hat looks so dumb. And he is really dumb. And then Quaquaval kind of saves it a little bit. I guess it's alright. I like the color scheme. He's got a cool like move, cool typing and everything. Pikachu's a classic. I mean, I'm gonna have to put him A. I don't think he can go any lower, but like he's not a personal favorite of mine or anything, so I don't think there's any reason to put him higher. But he's, you know, he's so iconic for a reason. Then Eevee I'm gonna put right next to Pikachu. I think he's kind of on that same level of like, you know, like just mascot worthy, like can't be low, but isn't a personal favorite because it's just so popular. There you have it, everyone. That is my list of all the base starter Pokemon, all my favorites, all of my not so favorites, for all my various reasons, whether I just thought they were cool or cute or liked them in Smash. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will catch you in the next video.